Why did it take you guys long? Come on in. Hey, 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 holistic housewife. Hey, ready? Kinsey, Mel, Callie. I am a little bit early. Sneaky, Tennessee, Florida. Hi. You guys get in here. Let's let people roll in. You never get to be live. You're live. The llama was killing you. It was awesome. I can't make this stuff up. Your truth will hold. Little Ren Collective, My Lighthouse. Let's jam into this with the kids this morning. Okay. California. All right. Alabama. First time live, Susie. Here goes. What? Okay. Let's do this. You guys have 30 seconds to share this. Thank you, Delbrid. Thank you, K-Bart. Swipe on your phone. You can click share, invite your people in. We're going to get going today. We're talking about the thyroid gland. We're going to talk about what it really does, okay? I'm not going to talk about how to support it yet. We're going to do that on another video. We'll talk about tomorrow. We'll do a separate video. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you, Kayla. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Debbie, for sharing. Tomorrow brings with each morning. All right. Good. Okay, Brittany is in. She's sharing. See me through. You are the peace in my troubled seas. Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. Let's talk about arguably the number one most diagnosed problematic organ in the entire gamut, the number one organ in the body that people have problems with. We're going to talk about the thyroid. All right. Hi, Laura. Oh, good. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it, Laura. Last weekend in Iowa was off the chain. Someone said that. They texted me and they go, man, it looked like Iowa was off the chain. And I never thought I would use those two phrases in the same sentence, Iowa and off the chain. And I was like, me neither. Like, I never thought I'd be like, I went to Iowa off the chain. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought that was something I would actually say. I didn't know, especially at the llama show, right? People that were there, but it was awesome. Like, we had a great group. And the reason it was awesome was because you guys were awesome that were there. We had a fantastic group, awesome energy, great questions. They all pressed in. They all worked hard, and it was great. Yes, Nancy, with the Friedels, it was amazing. So we had a great time. We had a great time with our wild family, and so welcome to the Scope. If you're new to Periscope or you're new to my Periscopes and you just happen to like randomly go, hey, someone's in Texas, I am. I'm a doctor. I'm Dr. Jim Hagerton. I'm a chiropractor from Texas. I am crazy passionate about teaching you guys physiology and function and how the body works. And so on this scope, we talk about function. Like I said, we talk about physiology. We talk about creation. We talk a lot about Jesus. We talk about different supplements and stuff. And we go through how the body's made. No, I'm not an endocrinologist. I'm a chiropractor. And so I specialize in function in the office. And so we do tons of help with patients, and we have for 13 years. On helping their body work better. And that's it. You know what I mean? So today what we're going to talk about is the way that the thyroid was created to work. Because I want you guys to understand the creation and understand what the gland was meant to do. That way, when things happen that are not supposed to, and things come up and diagnoses come up, you understand them and you understand what needs to happen and why certain recommendations are made. Right? Is that fair? Is it all fair on here? Okay, let me get my mic because I'm sure that I'll drop it once or twice on you because that's just the way we roll. And so let's get going. Oh, the other day, if you're going to put yourself on video and you're going to put yourself all over, the internet and all over, online, then you got to have thick skin and you got to not care if people are don't like you, which is fine. Luckily, I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm like, if you don't like me, it's fine. I'm sad about it, but not really. And so the other day on YouTube, a lady got on there and I had done the symptoms video, and I was trying to prove a point. I was being crazy in this symptoms video, and she got on there and commented, and she was like, this is just ridiculous, and dropping a mic. How cheesy is that? It's just crazy. And if you would just get to the point and would be mature, sorry, there's not much maturity up in here. I'm just telling you, it just is what it is. And so, no, it's not rude. It's just her opinion. I just bust out laughing. And Cindy goes, you know, it's sad because she really thinks that that's going to like get to you, and she doesn't know that you're not, she needs B+. That's awesome. She's like, she doesn't know that you don't care. You know what I mean? It's so true. All right. If you're looking for other videos, we're about to get the page back up on our website. So you can go to family-wellness.com and check us out. I've got blogs on there and stuff like that. That's right, Pam. Be uniquely you. Be boldly you. That is exactly right. But all of these videos are going to be on YouTube. So if you want to find this in a replay, look at it on YouTube. Look me up on there. This will be on there. If you're watching this in replay, this is a live video that I'm doing with a bunch of my friends. And so don't freak out like I've got, Tourette's or something when I start asking, talking to people. It's a live Periscope video. But thank you for the replay viewers for getting on and watching, because I know it takes time. I know it takes time out of your day, time out of your schedule. But just the fact that you're wanting to get on either this live for all of you guys, fist bump, or watch and replay, I mean, that puts you in the 2%. It puts you in the 2% of people that are actually trying and striving to do better. Okay, so it's less than 10%. I mean, let's all be real, right? So, it's less than 10% of the people that you talk to that really want to get well anyway, and that will take steps towards it. And it's around only 2 to 4% of the people that will literally do it. So for every 100 people that watch this video, right? Well, for every 100 people that are told about the video, only 2 to 5 will actually watch it. And so for every, 100 that actually watch it, right? I do talk on juicing. I just haven't done it in a little bit. For every 100 that get on and watch it, only 2 to 5 are going to actually do it. I mean, so what that says to me is that, it's okay, and people are going to make their decisions. What it should say to you is don't take it personally, and don't get upset, and don't get bogged down, because it's their choice. It's all of our choices. It's your choice every day, and it's my choice every day to make the right decisions to help our body function the way it's designed. If I make decisions that go against the creation of my body will create symptoms. That's the way it's designed, right? If I make decisions that feed and promote and boost function in the way my body is created, then my body will respond and do well, and I will actually do better, and symptoms will disappear. You see what I'm saying? So it's just figuring out how the body functions, which is why I love teaching you this stuff. All right, so let's get to it. First off, disclaimer: I'm not diagnosing anything. This is literally meant to inspire. See the big word there, inspire. So I legally can't diagnose you on Periscope, obviously. It's kind of hard to palpate or look at you on Periscope, you know what I mean, in your profile pic. So if you have a specific question in this Periscope about, if you throw out a diagnosed thing or anything like that, don't be offended. I'll probably just ignore your comment and keep rolling, because that way we can keep this video as a tool and everybody can use it. Okay? Deal? Fist bump, high five, elbow bump, good to go. All right, here we go. Let's talk about the thyroid. What does it really do? What is the thyroid? What does it do for you, and what does it do in the body? Now, the thyroid, shaped like a butterfly, is located right here in the front of your throat, okay? So right here in the front of your throat, the gland sits here, okay? Right in the front of this part of your esophagus, okay? Do you start with the adrenals or with the thyroid? Really? You start with both, okay? You want to start with both. One thing I will say about adrenals and thyroid are best buddies, okay? Adrenals and thyroid work together. If one goes up or down or function changes on one, it will affect the other. There is a seesaw effect that happens. And so in order to make sure you're getting great changes in the endocrine system overall, you want to work on both. You want to support both and all that. Okay, so that's another scope. But on the thyroid, let's talk about what the function of the thyroid affects, because there's a lot of people that come in with a lot of diagnosed things on the thyroid. And I'm going to show you the three top diagnoses of the thyroid, all right, so you can understand what happens with it. The function of the thyroid really does go across, right? Really does go across so many things in the body because of how intertwined the thyroid and the endocrine system is in every other system in your body. Okay, it is very influential. But look, the reason is because the thyroid is embedded in the endocrine system, okay? Remember, your endocrine system is made up of your pituitary gland, your hypothalamus, your thyroid, and your adrenals, okay? So those are the four main organs. Well, in that system, all of those, the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland, Those two glands are responsible for the release and the stimulation of every single hormone and process in the entire body. I'm going to drop a mic on that. I mean, like, that's incredible. Like, it literally, the pituitary gland is called the master gland. Well, it's what controls the thyroid. It's what tells the adrenals what to do. It's what tells the thyroid how to help with your metabolism. And those two organs, the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland, are in your brain. They're up here. They're like the size of a big peanut, like the size of an almond. Both of them, each of them, inside your brain, right up here. Okay? What's even more incredible than that, and I won't go far into it, I'll just mention, is both of those organs rest against, you ready? Rest against an organ called your amygdala. Okay? Your amygdala. The amygdala is the seat of all your emotions, and it literally sits right next to the two glands that are responsible for the release of every hormone and function in the body. So if you think that emotions and the things that you think and the way that you think doesn't affect everything else in the body, you'd be wrong. You'd be very wrong. Okay, so the four parts, one more time, are pituitary gland, hypothalamus gland, thyroid, and adrenals. Those are the four tops. So we've talked about adrenal. We're going to talk about thyroid. Okay? We're going to talk about the thyroid. So the thyroid's function affects all of these things. How do you spell, which one do you want me to spell for you, Gyroscope? Okay? Which one? Hey, Candy. All right, so here is what the thyroid's function all it affects. And it's even more than this. This is just like a short list. It affects heart rate. It affects energy. The thyroid's function, or the lack of it, affects the metabolism. It affects muscle strength. It affects hormone balancing big time. So it'll affect menstrual cycles. Okay, it affects the adrenal glands directly. It affects cholesterol and how your body processes it. And it also affects breathing. Amazing, 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 amazing how many things that it really does affect. Now, the question that just came up was, can you still have adrenal issues if your thyroid tests fine? Yes, absolutely. You can still have thyroid issues if your thyroid tests fine. So they use normal testing to figure out if the thyroid is working well is a blood test. But blood test is very transient. Like, it may catch it, it may not. Your thyroid may get back into range and you don't even know. And your thyroid might be low or it might be high. You see what I'm saying? Like you may get a reverse T3. You may get something else that comes up. But you could get a perfectly normal test and your thyroid be completely on the fritz. You see what I'm saying? So the test that we recommend and use, and the test that we use in the office and utilize here is a hair analysis test. Hair analysis is a better functional test to see if the thyroid is functioning high or low. And it's more affordable. I mean, it's right at about $100, and it looks at a bunch of different things, but thyroid is one that we look at. Okay. All right. So let's talk about what the thyroid actually does. Okay. So what does it really do? Three main things I'm going to talk about today. There's more, again, like for the greens that are like researchers and you're medical people, there's more than this, but let's keep it simple. Everybody is wanting simple, right? Hey, Paula, welcome. Like, everybody's tired of complicated stuff. Everybody is tired of getting things that are over the top of their head. Patricia, the lab that we use for the hair analysis is Analytical Research Labs. Y'all can order the test from us if you want that. I'm totally fine with that. Just go to the website. We can send it to you because you may have to get it from a practitioner. I'm not sure. But contact them, Analytical Research Labs. Okay? So if you're more in depth, you know that there's more things that happen. But let's keep it simple. My goal and my passion is in you understanding simply how the body works, and that doing the right things consistently, the right simple things consistently over time, simplicity with repetition, can take your body back to health. Like that's literally the way that it works. If it goes off the track, let's get it back on the track. Okay? So here's what the thyroid does. Okay? Here are three top things. All right, so the three top things is the thyroid converts iodine. It's the only cells in the body that absorb iodine. The only ones, okay? The only cells in the body that need it. So it converts iodine to T3 and T4. These are the hormones that the thyroid produces, okay? Now, one thing that helps with this conversion right here, from here to here, what is the mineral, what is the vitamin? For those of you who were live last weekend, I said this. What is the vitamin that is necessary for the conversion, right? Conversion of the hormones in the thyroid. What vitamin? Come on. Those of you live. Nope. What vitamin? Nope. Nope. Not B, not magnesium, not iodine. Nope, not B. Vitamin D. That's right. It's vitamin D. Exactly right. Vitamin D is responsible for helping convert the thyroid hormones in. Okay, that's the one. That's the actual vitamin that is essential. So if you're not, Cecily's like, yes, I guess right. If you're not getting your adequate amounts of vitamin D, then your thyroid issue may be because you're just not converting enough. Do you see what I'm saying? And you're right, Cecily. There's so many people that are deficient. All right. Okay, so it converts iodine to T3, T4. Okay. It directly supports the adrenal glands. I'm going to talk about that. Directly supports the adrenal glands. And produces, it helps produce, it doesn't produce, oh yeah it does, produces calcitonin. I thought it said calcium. It produces a different hormone called calcitonin. And I'm going to explain what that is. Okay, now, everybody got their screenshot. Okay, how does it directly support the adrenal gland? Well, like I said, the thyroid and the adrenal glands are best friends, okay? The thyroid and adrenal glands are best friends and they work together. If the adrenal glands, remember, are the glands that help you handle stress. If those glands are getting beat up during the day and they're really stressed out and they start dipping in function and they lose function, then the thyroid will spike. A lot of times, like it's trying to pull the adrenal glands back up, and sometimes you can become hyperthyroid. We're going to talk about what that looks like. But over time, it's like, oh gosh, I can't handle it, and it'll crash with them, and then you can get low thyroid with it. And so they work directly to try to support the gland to keep everybody level. Okay? Now, a goiter can happen, like you said, a goiter, G-O-I-T-E-R. A goiter can happen any reason why the thyroid's off. If there's a reason why the thyroid's not working, it can swell. And that's what a goiter is. It can swell and get thick. Okay, so that happens. All right, now what is calcitonin? What is this number 3? What is calcitonin? Well, let me explain to you what it is. Calcitonin is released by the thyroid and is vital in the body, in the body for helping you absorb dietary calcium. Calcium is used to release muscles. Like if you have a contraction, like make a contraction, you need to relax it like all day long, like when you move at all. To be able to get the muscle to relax or the nerve to relax, it needs calcium. Okay, it's a nerve tonic. It literally unlocks the muscle, unlocks your heart so that your heart doesn't lock down and stop beating. You see what I'm saying? Like calcium is vital. Well, calcitonin is the hormone that drives calcium in from the things that you eat on a daily basis. If your thyroid is low and you're not getting enough calcitonin, you won't absorb it. You'll eat all this spinach, you'll eat all this good salad, you'll eat really good food, and then you won't absorb much of the calcium that's going in there because you can't regulate it. You're not getting the right amount of hormone. Okay. How long does it take to increase vitamin D levels assuming they're low? Normally around 4 to 6 months. Right? Like normally 4 to 6 months is a good amount of time if you're consistent. 2 different brands of vitamin D I like a lot. I'll just share these with you real quick. Paula, that's a great question. Paula put on there one good company called Innate Choice. I love that one. We carry it. INNATE, Innate Choice. Vitamin D. And again, you could call us. We will get you these supplements. We can ship them anywhere. We can send the vitamin D to you. And then, or you can try to find it, So Innate Choice is a really great one. Another company is called Seeking Health. Seeking Health. So Seeking Health is another. They're both liquid vitamin Ds. Only difference is in dosing. Like the Innate Choice has 500 IUs per drop. Seeking Health has 2,000 IUs per drop. Okay? Now, why would you take an extra one, Laura, when you could get it in an omega-3? Well, because they never put enough. There's normally like 400. There's normally 400 or so IUs in an omega supplement, so it's never going to get enough. The way you know if you're low is you go get a blood test. They can do a blood test on you. Okay. Life Extension is another good supplement company. Love them. All right. So now, the dosing that you want to look at for kids, little bitty kids need 500 IUs a day. That'd be 1 drop of Innate Choice. Older kids need around 1,000, maybe 1,500 if you're around 10 to 12. When you get into the teen years, and you're looking at teens and stuff and hormone changing, then you want to look at doing closer to like 2,000 to 2,500. Totally safe for pregnancy, Cecily. Yeah, it's not a silly question. It's totally safe. As an adult, usually for an adult, we're averaging out, depends on each one. Some of you need more than others. An average you need of about 5,000 IUs. 5,000 IUs of vitamin D a day. Okay, and that is, I don't care if you're outside in the sun or not, doesn't matter, all right? Okay, so let's talk about, so that's all what the thyroid does. It helps with metabolism, helps balance your hormones, it helps make sure and keep your mood level because it's helping with neurotransmitter support. Let's talk about what happens if it goes wrong. There's 3 different main diagnoses that will happen if the thyroid does not operate correctly, and if something happens, just stress in our life, and stress that you come in contact with that pushes your body away and pushes that organ off, and pushes that entire system off the track. Okay, 3 different diagnoses. Number one is called hypothyroid. Hypothyroid is when you're getting too little function, too low. Hyperthyroid is when you're getting too much, it's overactive. And then there's a third one. Third one is called Hashimoto's, and Hashimoto's is an autoimmune condition attacking the thyroid. Okay, so let's talk about each one for just a second, okay? Just a second. And then I'm going to give you some lifestyle keys and a dietary suggestion, and then we're going to let you go. Hypothyroidism, the different symptoms that will come up with hypothyroidism is unexplained weight gain, sensitivity to cold, like you're just cold all the time and you can't tell why, like you're just freezing. Like I said, unexplained weight gain that you just can't control, hormone imbalance, exhaustion and fatigue constantly all the time, over emotional anxiety, like those type of things are all can happen from a lower functioning thyroid. Okay. Now, what about the opposite? What about hyperthyroid? Okay, hyperthyroidism, because it's too much, can create rapid heart rate. Okay, can create abnormal sweating, like unexplained sweating. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm just sweating. So you're hot all the time, even if it's not hot. You're just constantly sweating. It can create anxiety. It can create circulation issues. It can create mental issues. You know, the hypothyroidism goes the other way. Now, what about Hashimoto's? Hashimoto's is all over the place. It's high thyroid with low labs, low thyroid with high labs. You can have hyperthyroid symptoms with low thyroid like lab results. Like it's a lot different because it's an inflammatory process. It's attacking the thyroid and it's causing it to go off base. So it's a totally different one. Hashimoto's is kind of like the new favorite kid on the block. It's like the diagnosis, fade thing in the last 2 years. It's one of the ones that the doctors use a lot. If you have the actual markers, they can do a blood test to see if you have the autoimmune markers for it. And if you do, then that may be a thing, but you have to approach it as an autoimmune condition, not just, thyroid. Okay. All right. So let's talk about 4 different lifestyle keys that will help the thyroid do its job better and help your body function like it's created to do. Okay. Hang with me. We're almost there. We got it. And we're going to close out of here on time. We're doing this. Okay. We're doing this. All right. Graves' disease has to do with cortisol. It's different. Okay. Graves' disease is a cortisol issue. Lifestyle keys, okay? Lifestyle keys, 4 top. Intentional movement, being active and making sure, and this isn't like, necessarily running a Ragnar race. This is, you moving and making sure you're getting circulation change, a specific movement over time, like really helps to let your body handle stress and to help with function and circulation, okay? Number 2, raw foods, greens, raw salads. It helps you get the iodine. Kale and kelp. Kelp is really amazing to be able to help you get iodine out of your food because that supports your thyroid, okay? That's really important. Decreasing stress. It's not a cop-out. It doesn't mean like, well, you just shouldn't stress out. Oh, don't stress. Don't stress. It's not like that. It's actively, aggressively attacking the things that are stressing you out. And changing the things that you can, because if you can reduce stress, you're going to take pressure off of the organ because the adrenal glands are working better. Okay? Move. Number 4, blood sugar balance. Making sure that your blood sugar is balanced and you're eating consistently during the day, again, to help balance your cortisol. What if your stress is out of your control? Then you can only control the way you react to it. Okay? So let's talk about that for a second. If you have... if that's your stress and that's your job, then just quit stressing and complaining about it. It really is that. Like, it's making the decision in your head of, hey, I've got this stressor and right now I can't get out of it. And so instead of letting that stress your body out and create physical symptoms, change it. And you change your brain about it. Even if it's situations you're married. I totally get that. Totally understand. Then you really just make a decision to walk it out. Okay, to walk it out. All right. So the last thing I want to give you, last little tip that I want you to look up, because this is important if you have been diagnosed with any thyroid issue at all, or if you are suspecting that your thyroid may be low, okay, or high, really, for this matter. You need to look up on Google and look up foods that are called goitrogenic foods. These are foods that you need to avoid. Thyroid can be, yes, fluoride can affect thyroid function. Absolutely. It can definitely affect thyroid function. All right, so goitrogenic foods. Goitrogenic foods are different foods like broccoli that can negatively affect and can decrease function in the thyroid. It's just because they have goitrogens in them, okay? It's a specific compound in the food. Brussels sprouts, broccoli, like there's different stuff like that, okay? Then so that is something you want to look at and just pay attention to. All right. Anything that's going to reduce inflammation is going to help when you have issues like that. So check it out. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to get off of here because if I don't, I'm going to start answering questions that are non-compliant because you know how I am, because I can't help it, because I love you guys. I hope this was helpful on what the thyroid does and what it means and how it works and what it's created to do. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to get on. We'll talk about some support. We'll give you some different tools and some plans of how to make it better. And how to promote that function that you're created with in the first place. So go out there and be intentional. Like I said this morning, press in, look up, move forward, and remember, health is simple, but it's not easy. So let's get to work. Take care.